I'm Mike Hebert, owner of Cantex Roofing and Construction. Every day is game day, and we'll get it right when it comes to your roofing, construction, windows, and mirrors. Call Cantex Roofing and Construction today. Together, we are one serving you.
Bringing you the truth, or something like the truth. This is the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Hey, what's happening? Happy Hump Day. Good afternoon and welcome. This is the Bottom Line on 100.7 The Score, 107thescore.com, the 100.7 The Score mobile app. Brought to you as always by our friends at Happy State Bank. We're watchable on TV. I'm on Fox 34 News now. YouTube, Fire Stick, Roku, Apple TV, however you're taking us in. We are glad that you've chosen to do so on this Wednesday afternoon. Alongside Jeff McGuire, I'm Chois Woodman. Thomas Dye across the way taking care of us. You are more than welcome to chime in. If you've got thoughts, comments, or questions, pour those in on the Yates Flooring Center chat line through that 100.7 The Score mobile app, which you can carry anywhere with you. Even listen out on Kickapoo Creek, Texas.
You've used them before.
Probably. We passed it yesterday, so that's why it made its way back in.
It's good that you mentioned it before, because now I don't have to look it up.
It's real, yeah.
No, I don't ever doubt that these are real places.
Yeah, we crossed that one.
But it's the finding the where it is and what its actual non-population is and what it's known for.
You don't have to ever look them up. You could just trust that they're real.
I don't not trust that they're real. Do I need to get Q-tips for you?
I've already told you.
I literally just said that I trust that they are real. I just want to know more about these places.
My listening skills will not be great. I'm just kind of tired today. I'm talking to the crowd. I mean, speaking to the choir there. I get it.
You've had a long couple of days.
But yeah, no, it's a whirlwind too, because getting ready to go to church camp, so I'm trying to get everything done and a little scatterbrained, so I'm going to say stupid stuff today. Probably not much different than a normal show, but I'm just using that as an excuse for today and my listening skills. I'll try. I promise I'll try. So, anyway, we are on the other side of Texas Tech's portion of Big 12 Media Days. We'll get into Jeff's thoughts and the, I guess, standout quotes or comments or whatever stood out to him from yesterday. We've currently got people speaking at Media Days today in day 2 there in Frisco. At the podium right now is Clint Scott's hero, Lance Leipold. We've talked a lot of pressure. Is he on that list of pressure? I don't.
Can the football coach at Kansas be under pressure?
That's a fair question. That's kind of why I toss it up there. But they were fairly disappointed with their 5-7 last year and there was a lot of projections had them in the top 2 or 3, and they were terrible for the first few games. So I don't know if there's actual pressure there or if it's just disappointment without pressure. I don't know what the approach is for the folks in Lawrence, because they are opening up it's the same stadium, but it's basically a brand new stadium this year.
Yeah, they did all that renovation last year, which is why they were playing at Arrowhead last year.
Yeah, and that Little B soccer stadium.
But, I mean, my first question still stands. Can there be pressure on the Kansas football coach?
I
get know. That they were frustrated with the 5-7 last year, that they had taken some steps forward to where they were starting to go to bowl games in a more consistent basis as opposed to being the doormat in the Big 12. Thank you, Houston. But I don't know that. I mean, is the Kentucky coach really ever in trouble? Is the North Carolina football coach ever really in trouble? Is the Duke football coach ever really in trouble? I mean, those are basketball programs, and Kansas is a basketball program. And that's why when everyone was like, well, is Tech a basketball program? No. I was like, no.
Yeah.
Because we're yelling and screaming at our football coach on a constant basis. And I have nicely said, I think, that Texas Tech is a football school with a basketball habit, and we are really good at our habit, or a hobby even now.
Sure.
Not to say that you can't have a lot of fun with your hobby, and not saying that your hobby can't be great, or that you can do a lot of fun things with your hobby. But Texas Tech is still a football school, and I'm really excited about the possibility of what's about to happen, because you were nearby in 08. I was here in 08.
I was here.
You were here already?
Well, every Saturday I was here.
Yeah, but you didn't see the week to week. Like, and this is not back in my day kind of. No, it's not. Lubbock shut down on Saturdays in 08.
Sure.
You couldn't order a pizza on Saturday nights if there was a home game. In fact, it got worse on road games because everybody was ordering in and locking in for the night to watch the Tech football game. And if you wanted to order pizza for Saturday, you better order it on Friday. Like, it was that kind of concept going around. As good as the basketball runs have been, it didn't shut down the city.
Yeah. It's a football school. Tech will always be a football school. It's just how it is, the part of the country you're in. It doesn't mean you can't be great in other sports and have a lot of successes in other sports. But it's a football school, and this is your year. I think that was the overarching theme when it came to Texas Tech yesterday at Big 12 Media Days. When you walk by and hear other people talking, it's a question of, okay, Tech's stacked this year. Can they do it? Because they've never done it before. And that was kind of what you walk around and hear when it comes to the conversations about the Red Raiders. But one thing was apparent. I think there was a lot more conversations about the Red Raiders than there normally was at Big 12 Media Days from entities and outlets everywhere.
I think
so. You won the offseason in terms of conversation and attention. But
I think I speak for every Raider fan out there, including you, by the way. It's great to win the offseason. Let's go win the regular season.
Care about that.
That'd be a whole lot more fun.
Yep. But it is the Jimmys and Joes conversation. You've got the Jimmys and Joes. Now, can you turn that into wins is the big question. I do think as you look towards media days today, I think there's more personalities in today's media days. I think, not the guy at the podium right now.
Well, there's Gundy. He's a person.
Gundy's way up there. Deion.
We're going to have to get into something about Gundy later. Have you seen his picture in NCAA football?
The big old floating hair?
What the heck is that? Like, we got to get into that later.
It looks like a woman's beehive hair in the 60s, yeah.
Not
way
Mike
up
Gundy.
there.
And he's got, it's not my look, but he's got some incredible locks, and that is not what he looks like. It's like a bad AI-generated Mike Gundy.
Well, I wonder, did they send in their own picture?
I don't think so.
Like, for this, or it's like, what dude do you want for this?
They said they put him in the game. But how it works, man, that's a bad look for him. It's not him, but...
Oh, it's him.
It's supposed to be him. It's not him.
It's him in the game. It's got his name on it. I think it's him.
I'm sorry. Like, Laura Croft almost looks more like Laura Croft in, old video games than what Mike Gundy looks like.
Wait, she doesn't? I thought she does look like it. Her name's all over it.
Angles all over the places? No.
It is the bottom line. We're hanging with you till 3 o'clock this afternoon, so if you got questions or comments, we welcome them. Bring them in on the Yates Flooring Center chat line through that 100.7 The Score mobile app. Headlines coming up next.
Getting to the point, but taking the scenic route to get there. This is the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score.
It's a Wednesday with the Bottom Line on 100.7 The Score and 107thescore.com. Chois Woodman, Jeff McGuire with you. Intern Logan across the way taking care of us, as well as Thomas Dye. Y'all keep the comments rolling in. We will get some of yours on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. Where'd you go?
I didn't leave.
You didn't leave?
I've been right here the whole time.
Oh, okay. Here it is. No, the thought I was trying to get to on the chat line. Mr. B says, all the talk I'm gathering from this squad, including the D-line, is that it's supposed to be the best D-line we've had since 08, maybe, or maybe back to the 02 season when we had Aaron Hunt and Adele Duckett on there. That's quite the duo. I do remember. If you could stay healthy, this may be your best defensive line ever. I'm saying may. I'm not saying will be, but has potential to be the best that's ever been at Texas Tech. You're being ranked inside the top 5 in the country on some of these defensive line rankings. And we're talking about with SEC schools and with Big Ten schools and these schools that are supposed to be head and shoulders above you in these areas. So, yeah.
Supposed to be? Is there a rule? Have been.
Oh, I think they feel like it's a God-given right.
They can feel like a lot of things, but it's not supposed to be. Have been ahead of you for quite some time in these categories, I would agree with.
So, yeah, I think comparing to 08, 02, fair comparisons because the guys you've brought in are very legitimate. Romello Height, I don't want to misspeak on this, but I believe he led the ACC in sacks last year. And he's been overshadowed a lot because of the other guys that are on the defensive line and then the pass rush. So, yeah. Highlight of media days so far was Lee Hunter calling himself the fat Steph Curry. Definitely top moment. That was pretty good. Top tier moment.
Aaron Morton saying he's healthy. Been the best he's felt since his freshman year.
That's pretty good, yep.
Or since high school, excuse me.
Yep.
Let's hope that stays.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not really nervous that it will.
When it comes to that, in this case,
that's fine. I'm not
every
really.
Time.
I think the surgery is a surgery that keeps it from getting re-injured.
Sure. Yeah.
Which is the problem that just continued to happen.
There are other things out there too.
Absolutely,
that's my point.
But we also hope that Baron Morton has a offensive line that keeps him upright a lot more than he's been in the past, too.
Yes, sure.
So all of those things. You don't get smashed to the turf as much and less chances to get hurt. That's the hope, but we'll see.
We have seen all things, though.
Really enjoyed the 2-minute drills from yesterday. Can you play some of them today? I don't know if we can play them here, but they're all over the social media, so you can find them. Go check out our Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. I got on TikTok today for the not first time, but like third time ever. I'm not a TikTok guy. But
I barely have an Instagram app on my phone.
Yeah.
And the only thing it's connected to is the radio station.
There you go. So y'all can, they're all over the social media. I don't know if we can play them, but you can find them out there. We could maybe post some to the chat line. The WWE is going to TCU, Dallas, Houston, Kansas, KC, and Cincinnati. Not yet. Cincinnati's the only one on that list that they're...
As if they're linking up with the Friday night
this year.
SmackDown.
Was that their full list for this year, or are they going to expand from that list?
I think that's their full list from this year.
I think it was.
They've done it in the past. And yes, they will. The WWE will be going to those cities, but that doesn't mean that they'll be going to those cities the same weekend as a Big 12 football game.
I already read that. Why is this the Sunny hate? Hopefully they didn't shoot out all of their offense in one game.
Rangers last night? Yes.
That's been a theme this year. It seems like when they do decide to play offense, it comes in double-digit form. Can we cut to Deion when he's on the podium? I know I'm the minority here, but I love what he's done as a coach, and I think he's great for the Big 12. I don't think you're the minority there. I think, at least on the back half, I think he is fantastic for the Big 12. I don't want Deion Sanders to leave Colorado for the sake that it is great for the league that he's there. Deion Sanders embodies the Dallas Cowboy mentality. You watch them because you love them, or you watch them because you hate them. Either way, you're watching. And that is Deion Sanders at Colorado.
I was trying to figure out how we're going to work in not playing in an NFC Championship game since 95.
Okay. Well, he hadn't done that either. So
No, he hadn't.
Actually, I think.
Not an NFC Championship game.
No, I think he won a. Was he not on that Falcons Super Bowl team?
I don't think so.
Was he not? Okay.
I don't think so. And that would have been after that. His time with the Falcons. He didn't go back to the Falcons.
Was it before? So his time, he didn't go back to the Falcons?
He didn't go back. No, he went Falcons, 49ers, Cowboys.
Okay. My 90s.
And then Ravens?
My
maybe
90s NFL memory is a little fuzzy, so I trust you.
What am I thinking is in the Ravens?
He was. Ravens.
Okay.
Ravens 04-05. Oh, so he came out of retirement to play for the Ravens. He had been retired for 4 years. I don't remember that.
I don't remember that at all.
So Cowboys. So he won one championship with the Cowboys?
One with the 49ers, one with the Cowboys.
No, two. Both with the Cowboys. Did not win with the 49ers. He was only there 1 year.
In 94.
He won Super Bowl 29 and 30, which were the Cowboys' back-to-back ones.
No,
they were 28.
He won with the 49ers.
He was one with the 49ers and one with the Cowboys.
You're right.
And
I'm trying to read this with years and Super Bowls.
Right,
and
yes. Because it was 96 when the Cowboys won Super Bowl 30.
Because Super Bowl 29 was played in 95, which is when he started with the Cowboys.
Right.
But yeah, my fault. So yes, one with the 49ers, one with the Cowboys. So
he was on the
49ers
team that the Cowboys spotted 21 points in the first quarter in the NFC Championship game that then squeaked out a win. That's how good that Cowboys team was, because the field at Candlestick was absolutely terrible, and Emmett had a fumble in the first quarter. You had Michael Irvin tip a pass, I believe, in the first quarter for an interception, and jumped out to a 21-0 deficit for the Cowboys, and they still almost won that game.
Yeah, I didn't mean to turn this into a Deion history lesson, but the point is, people watch him either way.
Yes.
The ratings reflect that. I think he's phenomenal for the league. I think he is a big fake as well. I think he says certain things. He tries to be all high and mighty one moment, and then his players can be trash other moments. So, attitude reflects leadership, Captain.
I do think he's a good coach, though.
I'm starting to think that, but I'm going to judge him on this year too.
Sure, yeah, because this is the first year to have his kid around.
I think if he makes a bowl game this year, it's pretty successful. Seeing what they have lost, pretty successful. If he goes and wins 8 games this year, I think it removes all doubt that he's a good coach. Choice, I need to find me a lady friend that looks at me the way you look at Romello. You know what?
You had a pretty good look on your face for that picture.
He froze a video, though. That's not the same. I thought his answer was funny in the moment.
But that's a good look. Like that's a healthy love look, man. There's nothing wrong with that.
I know I'm biased. I know we're biased towards Texas Tech, and they don't send people that aren't well spoken to media
Nobody
days.
Does. Everybody we talked to yesterday was good.
But man, I will tell you, the 6 personalities we got to talk to player wise. We already know Coach McGuire, and
he is a personality. Yes.
I mean they have really good personalities, and we got to meet 3 of them for the first time, really, and it's a good group. And if that is the reflection of the whole group, then
I'm sure there's some guys on campus that if you were to ask him. Football.
No, I'm saying as far as personality, and if they emulate the group, I think chemistry, which is a question that's been tossed up with a lot of new players, I think that might be quieted a little bit because you got good leadership on this team too. It's the bottom line on 100.7 The Score.
Bringing you the truth, or something like the truth. This is the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score.
It's a hump day edition of the Bottom Line. On we go. Hour number 2 on 100.7 The Score. 100.7 The Score. Mobile app, TTSportsNetwork.com. Fox 34 News now. YouTube, Fire Stick, Roku. 950 on your AM dial. However you're taking us in, we are happy that you've decided to make us part of your Wednesday. Alongside Jamie Lent, I'm Chois Woodman. Thomas Dye across the way taking care of us. Y'all continue to hit us up if you'd like to. Your thoughts, comments, questions, all welcome on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. You can take that mobile app anywhere with you. Listening out in Birds, Indiana.
Oh, yeah?
Got a favorite bird?
Favorite bird? Larry.
Good answer. Does that count as a dad joke? You've been, I got just a barrage of dad jokes on the way home yesterday.
Not really dad jokes, just jokes.
Puns? Yeah. A lot of puns.
Okay.
I felt like I was being, ambushed a little bit, not expecting them.
Okay, well, I'd be mad because
I wasn't mad. It was just,
I'm winning the battle.
I wouldn't have said that.
Okay, well, I did.
We will continue to read more from you on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. Got a few other things to get into. Comments from Big 12 Media Days still rolling in. You can talk a little Texas Rangers if people want. Got mid-season grades out from ESPN on Major League Baseball teams.
The Rangers is not a good one.
It's not. There's your tease. It's not good. Not good, Bob. We had an inside the park walk-off last night.
It's pretty cool. 3-run.
That was crazy.
Yes, no doubt.
So the first little preview of your most interesting facts of the day. First inside the park walk-off home run, I think they determined since the year of 1926. That's a long time. It's a whole 99 years since that's happened.
It's pretty cool.
Inside the park walk-off home run. I love both of those things, walk-off home runs and inside the park homers. But sometimes the inside the parker, you have to have it hit just like that one did last night in San Francisco.
Take a funny angled bounce.
Yeah, and there's a couple of parks you can do exactly that. And that one, and of course Fenway, where you've got the weird angles in there. Jamie, what did you make of Scott Frost's comments from yesterday? Because he is getting some attention from national media. I guess this is probably the biggest coach headline from yesterday.
Okay.
Coach quote, I guess, that's made headlines from yesterday. He says, "Don't take the wrong job. I said I wouldn't leave UCF unless it was someplace you could win a national championship. I got tugged in a direction to try to help my alma mater and didn't really want to do it. It wasn't a good move. I'm lucky to get back to a place where I was a lot happier."
Okay.
I was just talking about TCU saying bad things about his alma mater, or Sonny Dykes. Sorry, I said TCU, didn't I?
So he got bullied into it?
That's what it sounds like. Or like, who pushed you? He said he was tugged. Is this his wife? Is this I don't know. Is this your heartstrings that are tugging? I played there.
That sounds like I don't want you to be mad at me for leaving you the first time.
I think I agree with you. Like, he could have said that different, right? He could have said, "Yeah, I left for my alma mater on what I thought would be a good move at the time, but
turns out that
I'm glad to be back at a place that I enjoyed so much."
Yeah.
I mean, like, there was ways to say that without.
Or, hey, we've all made decisions in our life that we regret.
Yeah.
That's one of them.
Yep. I left a good thing here at UCF, and I'm fortunate enough to get to come back.
Yeah. A lot of different ways.
There were a lot of ways that he could have said it, but he decided to take a little dig at, I guess, Nebraska. I mean, I don't know. It's just a weird thing.
I don't even think it's a dig at Nebraska. I think he's just trying to make an excuse for leaving UCF.
Yeah, that's probably a more apt description. But
no, it's not my fault.
It's not my fault.
Yeah.
Let's see. Someone was asking where you can find the article. So we were talking about Dan Wetzel's article. Have you happened to see this at ESPN.com? It says, Jamie, and we went over this a little bit, but the headline is all of college football ought to cheer for Texas Tech.
Oh.
They're finally coming around to it.
That would be boring, though.
It would, if everybody's fan base was Tech fans.
Rooting for us?
I think he meant in congruency with your own school, like still root for your school, but also root for Texas Tech to have success.
What is his reason for that?
He talked about, which by the way, Thomas did post that on the chat line if you want to go check that article out. Thomas on top of his game over there.
It's good.
He basically said, and he used Texas Tech as the main example, but he used several others of how Felix Ojo, the big old offensive lineman you got, high-ranked 5-star over the weekend, is staying in the state of Texas. And he used examples of how lots of other high-ranked recruits are staying home with not necessarily high-profile schools. So he talks about how Alabama's and Georgia's are having to go after 3-star guys that they've never had to go after. He says basically it's twofold, where with Texas Tech, every recruit that Texas Tech or Maryland or Syracuse or Houston, he used Houston in there as well, every recruit that those guys get, it's one less that Alabama and Georgia, the high-profile recruits, it's one less they get, therefore evening out college football a little bit and bringing more parity to college football. So, basically, I think his headline's wrong. He said everybody but the Blue Bloods should be rooting for Texas Tech.
Okay.
Is what it should be. Mm-hmm. Because I don't think that the Georgia or Alabama are happy about this. Texas, if you see their fan base on Twitter after the Ojo signing, you'd think it's all burning down right now.
Yeah, just not normal to them.
Right. So I think the Blue Bloods not so happy about it. But that was the hope with the revenue sharing, that it could even the playing field on stuff. Now, whether it will or how much it will be a question. But
yeah, I think there's always going to be ways that teams find, just like kind of what we're doing right now.
Oh, sure.
Find ways to make it work out, and you to kind of get around the system or found different ways to make it legal to entice players to your program. So that feel like that's something that's coming as well.
It's the bottom line. We'll continue next on 100.7 The Score.
Bringing you the truth, or something like the truth. This is the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Glad to be part of your Wednesday. This is the Bottom Line on 100.7 The Score and 107thescore.com. 100.7 The Score mobile app. Chois Woodman, Jamie Lent hanging out with you this afternoon. Joey's got the money. We turned it on during the break with Coach Prime, and the question that was asked was about his relationship with Joey McGuire, and it's okay if he's got hit in the portal, but not okay if I do.
I think my favorite part was him calling the female reporter baby.
Baby? Where you at, baby?
Yeah.
We're not joking on any of this. All this was...
That was my favorite part.
This did happen. Deion is... I said this to Jeff earlier. Deion is so good for the Big 12. He is so good for the Big 12 because he is the Dallas Cowboys. People watch because you like him. People watch because you don't like him. either way, people are watching Deion Sanders. He is fantastic for this league. So for that reason, I don't want him going anywhere. I'm not going to like him, not going to like what a lot of he does, but
he's their whole how they turn out this year is very intriguing to me.
You believe he's a good coach.
I do.
I am holding out
and a
till
good
this
recruiter
year.
too.
I'm holding out till this year to judge him.
Yeah, I'll try. I'm allowed to change my mind.
Oh, sure you are.
Yeah.
I'm not going to declare him a good coach. I don't think he's a bad coach. Don't get me wrong. But if he goes and wins 8 games this year, I think it puts it's out of no doubt. Mm-hmm. If he makes a bowl game, I still think it's a pretty good job this year. Pretty good. I mean, they lost some studs.
Yeah.
Now, part of coaching and all of it is restocking and now reloading in today's college football. But anyway, we'll stick with the that theme, coaches, with our question.
Time now for Jamie's question of the day on 100.7 The Score. Brought to you by someone not named Jamie and presented by Connecticut of West Texas. Life's hard, your water shouldn't be.
All right, Jamie, we're jumping into hypothetical world here.
Okay.
We live in a world where, just make it nice and rosy. Joey McGuire wins the national championship and he decides he wants to ride off into the sunset next year and just be done. Okay, so your caveat is you have to pick another coach in the Big 12 that you think would have the most success at Texas Tech. Kind of getting reacquainted with everybody at Big 12 Media Days right now. But who do you think, not named Joey McGuire, would have the most success coaching at Texas Tech?
I would take I think it's a layup for me.
Okay.
I would take Kenny Dillingham.
Man, I wonder what our answer would have been last year, because Dillingham would have been near the bottom of the list last year.
That's fair. I just think young, energetic is who I would want. Open to the new ways of college sports.
And you say that's a layup.
Yeah, that's the guy I would take more than...
No question.
I mean, I have a lot of respect for Matt Campbell. I have a lot of respect for Leipold. I have a lot of respect for Kansas State's head coach. I just don't know that I just think Dillingham being younger, I like the fact that I feel like he's happy to change with the times, and he would bring excitement and all the above.
Okay. Thomas?
The first one I thought of was Sataki from BYU.
Okay. Is there a why? Just think he's a good coach?
Winning program.
Okay.
That's about it.
Yeah, he's authored winning programs at multiple stops. Sataki's a good coach. But he was one of those that was on the hot seat going into last year.
Yep. Turned that around.
Definitely did. 11 wins. And Pop-Tarts Bowl victory. No, Alamo Bowl victory. Who won the Pop-Tarts Bowl? Iowa State. I don't want to be boring. Kenny Dillingham was the guy for me, too. Mm-hmm. And I am mostly in agreement with you that it is pretty well a layup. Because there's the other ones that I would even consider, I just don't think would be good fits in Lubbock. That's Matt Campbell. He's a Midwest guy. Chris Kleiman, same thing. Midwest guy. I don't know that their style fits in Lubbock. And I think Leipold. Leipold. I don't think they fit here. I think when you look at what you've had in Lubbock, Jamie, vanilla doesn't really work out as a Texas Tech football coach.
Are you suggesting that Chuck and Clint need to leave?
The Midwest guys don't fit here? Yes. Either that or they should just be more like Chris Kleiman.
What about Northeasterners? Do they fit here?
Oh, much better than Midwesterners. Well, when you adapt. Took you 20 years, but you sent y'all in emails a few times, even if it is very much pointed at me.
Just to try to make your day.
It works. Mm-hmm. Even if I know you don't mean your y'all, I love it. You got on me for, what was it? Saying fixin' to yesterday?
Your son said fixin' to.
Oh, my kid said fixin' to,
and I said, you let your kid use words like that?
Yeah, he called me, and he said fixin' to. I'm fixin' to go. Like, that's so common. Do your kids not say that?
Oh, no.
How have you brought in your foul New Yorker language to your household?
I think my oldest one says y'all.
Good for her.
A little bit.
Does your wife say fixin' to? She's not a Texan through and through, right?
Nope.
Okay. She's a transplant also. Mm-hmm. Campbell and Kleiman, I think, are great coaches. Yeah. But I do not think they fit Lubbock. I don't think vanilla works in Lubbock. I don't you look at your best, most successful, and most liked coaches, because likability does matter when it comes to coaching hires. I think, and this is not a shot at the guy, I just think Matt Wells was somewhat plain. I think Cliff Kingsbury, even though he didn't divulge a whole lot, there was still a lot of circus that came with him because of our coach is hotter than you, or this. There was a lot that was popular about Cliff Kingsbury. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying he was successful, not as a whole, but there were moments that were more fun than others. I refuse to say Sonny Dykes just because I'm...
What about Whittingham?
I stay away from him because of age, I guess. I wouldn't want... But I think there are definitely worse options.
What about Scott Frost?
I don't know that he can do it anywhere but UCF at this point.
Yeah.
It did not go well in Nebraska by any means, so yeah, I don't know.
I think there's a pretty sizable gap between first and second here.
I agree. Dillingham is the guy. I would take Kalani Sitake too. Mm-hmm. He might be second on my list, but Dillingham's the easy answer for me.
Who's the one that you would least want?
Oh man, Deion.
Yeah.
Because we work in media. That's the only reason why. As a fan, I still wouldn't want to root for that. Just everything we've already outlined. Wouldn't want to root for my team being led by a guy that's two-faced.
What about Gundy?
He's probably second to last.
Gosh.
Probably.
Us all having to eat crow and root for Mike Gundy.
Man.
It'll be super fun.
Yep. Y'all can answer that on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. If you couldn't have Joey McGuire, who would you pick out of the Big 12 to have the most success at Texas Tech? We'll continue to read some of your thoughts coming up on 100.7 The Score.
Getting to the point, but taking the scenic route to get there. This is the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Onward to hour number 3. Hanging out with the Bottom Line on 100.7 The Score. 107thescore.com and the 100.7 The Score mobile app. Brought to you by Happy State Bank. Or watchable on TV. Fox 34 News now. YouTube, Fire Stick. However you're taking us in, we're glad you've decided to make us part of your Wednesday. Alongside Jamie Lent, I'm Chois Woodman. Got Thomas Dye across the way taking care of us. Y'all can hit us up. You got thoughts, comments, questions, bring them in on the Yates Flooring Center chat line. You can take that mobile app anywhere with you, even listen in out in Friendship, New York. That one has a D. It's not like our high school over here. Friendship.
Does it sound like people from New York?
Outside the city, it does.
Yeah.
How did you get the embodiment of the city in your personality when you lived outside of it? Just kidding.
That's a rude choice.
Was it mean?
Really hurtful.
You could tell me to forget about something if you want.
Nope.
Come on!
Nope.
That's what I was trying to get out of you. Mm-hmm. Please?
I'd be so much entertaining if I was really that guy.
If you were that guy,
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a fine line between entertaining and annoying when it comes to New Yorkers and Northeasterners. I mean, we sat close by. I'm not going to name any names. But we sat close by to a New Yorker at media days. And that guy, I've spent a little time around him, and there's some annoying that comes with the Northeasterners. So, I don't know. You're not a true Northeasterner. You're a Texan. Well, if we can get you to say y'all consistently, we'll definitely cut.
Yeah, I think I have more Texan tendencies in me than I do New York tendencies.
You have more years here, right?
Yes.
In your lifetime?
Yes. Yeah.
It's tilted that way?
Mm-hmm. I think.
Probably so. And you're fixing to get more.
Mm-hmm. Nothing's broken. Why would I be fixing it?
Just embrace it, Jamie.
I think I told you my daughter, who was just in New York a few weeks ago, said it wasn't that people were rude. It was just that they looked surprised when you were friendly.
I have, definitely. Anywhere
like when
we
you
go,
would smile or say hi, that they would almost be like, oh, hi.
Yes. That's so true. When you go to the East Coast in general, when you open a door for someone, it's like, wait, why are you opening this door for me? I don't understand this.
Well, that's one of my pet peeves. You were asking people their pet peeves questions, but one of my pet peeves question is when you hold a door for a female and they act like you're trying to hit on them. And that happens, they almost shy away from it. I'm like, listen, woman, I mean, you could have been Bubba at 350. I was going to be polite and hold the door for him too. Get over yourself. I'm not trying to,
Well, that's how not used to
get
it
a
they
side
are up
piece,
there.
Man. Just chill out, okay?
Side piece.
Just being polite. I feel like females are so afraid of that. They shy away from it.
Not here.
Yes, here.
Here?
Here.
What's going on?
Yes, here. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not trying to hit on you if I'm.
Maybe it's because I say, "How you doing?" when they come to the door.
There's the New Yorker. There we go. That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted.
Like I've ever said that to a girl ever.
That's amazing. As they're going through the door. How you doing?
How you doing?
Yeah, that's why. All right. I don't even know how to transition this. Jamie, the NFL first coach fired odds are out from sportsbetting.ag. Care to try to guess at these?
Shoddy, number one.
It is not Shoddy. He is actually towards the bottom of the list. They're expecting that Jerry gives him a leash like he does all the time. 100-1 odds for Brian Schottenheimer.
Okay.
The very bottom of this list, one name I'm not surprised at. One I am surprised that he's that low. Like, he shouldn't be close to getting fired or anything, but he was not long ago. Andy Reid is at 500-1 odds. Pretty obvious. That guy's not getting fired, ever.
Yeah, I feel like Mike Tomlin is on the hot seat a little bit at Pittsburgh. I feel like people are...
Tomlin's top half, but not super high. He's 25-1 odds, which is, I think, 11th.
I think McDermott in Buffalo, there's people that think he should be on the hot seat.
Right in the middle. Actually, a little bit on the bottom half.
I
50
don't
to
think
1.
he should be as a Bills fan.
50-1 odds there.
You want to put the Eagles coach on the hot seat?
I don't want to, but I'm shocked he has the lowest odds with Andy Reid. Right? I mean, 500-1.
He just won the Super Bowl.
I get it. They have hateful fans there.
I think...
First sign of trouble, they're like, get out of him!
I think Dable with
get him out of here!
Giants should be on the list.
You've picked the number one guy. There's the number one answer.
That's him, yeah.
4-1 odds for Brian Dable. I was surprised at number 2. Not that I'm super in tune with what's going on South Beach, but Mike McDaniel.
Yeah, I think that's fair. That was another guy when I was spinning through the teams here that I feel like should be on it.
5-1 odds there. I thought he would be up towards the top, but not necessarily that high up.
Go back to his previous job of being an IT guy.
He actually was that?
No, he just looks like he is.
He does in the capri pants. Not a good look for any guy anywhere. Shane Steichen? I don't know how to say the Indianapolis Colts guy.
I was going to say I have no idea who he is.
I honestly could not.
You just made that up.
It's Steichen. Steichen? I don't know. 6-1 odds. He's third on the list. Could not have told you. Like, if you would have given me that name, had no idea who was coaching in the NFL.
I knew Frank Reich used to be their coach, but
13-2 odds. Kevin Stefanski's fourth.
Okay.
Jonathan Gannon. Any guess at where he's at?
Gannon is with his older brother Rich, and he's the coach with the Panthers.
That was a fair guess, but no. Arizona, 7-1. Did he replace Cliff, or they had two different guys there since?
I would guess that he replaced Cliff.
Okay, Zach Taylor at Cincinnati, 8-1. He played in a Super Bowl like 3 years ago.
I think he actually coached in the Super Bowl.
Okay, that's more accurate.
Okay, I don't think I think he's a good coach. I don't think he should be on that list.
Dave Canales, that is the Panthers coach.
Okay.
He's 9-1. Brian Callahan, 10-1 odds. Is this Bill's kid?
I'm not sure.
I think it is. Kyle Shanahan at San Francisco is next at 16-1.
That's an odd one. I mean, they have underachieved, don't you feel like, over the last few years?
Yes, but they've gotten 2 Super Bowls. They just haven't finished it.
I mean, they were 6-11 last year. They can't stay healthy.
Yeah, that was definitely an underachievement, but
yeah.
I don't know. That still does seem a little bit high.
If my team was going to move on from their coach, I'd be happy to welcome Shanahan in.
Yeah, us too. Can we trade Schottenheimer out?
Shotty.
We'll take one coach's son for another. It's the bottom line. Get some headlines next on 100.7 The Score.
This has been the Bottom Line Podcast from 100.7 The Score. Go to 100-7thescore.com for more from the Double T Sports Network.